Hi, this is Karen and Tim from Stampin' on the Back Porch, and welcome to our podcast where we talk about everything paper crafting, creativity, and life.
Today we're talking about how making cards is really a gift that keeps on giving. When we make and send handmade greeting cards, it's really like two gifts in one. It is a gift to ourselves. It's honoring our creativity, our feeling of accomplishment. It really is a gift, the card making for ourselves. And then, of course, it's a gift for the person receiving it. I'll even go further and say the gifting can go on, might as well. If I'm sending a card like more of a generic birthday card, doesn't have anything that's a real personal message in it, I will just put the message on a sticky note and put it inside the card so the person that receives it can remove that and use it again so it keeps on going. Here is a poem that is perfect if you want to do something like that. It says, I didn't sign this card.
This is on a sticky note.
Yeah, this is what you could put on a sticky note. I didn't sign this card before I sent it off to you. Instead, it holds a happy thought, invisible but true. So if you find you need to brighten someone's day, then take this card and sign it and send it on its way.
Isn't that nice?
So anything like that is just a fun way of where a gift can keep going on. One of my favorite gifts to give is a stack of cards with envelopes, to anyone. But I'm thinking when I think especially about older people or people that just don't get out much more, I think an awesome gift is to give them a variety of cards. You can also pre-address the envelopes. So if it's a family member or you know their family member, or even ask them who they, write out all the birthday cards that they would want to send for a year, put postage stamps on them, but then give them a box of assorted cards so they can shop at their own store. We all like choices, and it still gets them involved in choosing, just like we do, what would be the right card for this person. So when I make cards, I'm usually quantity stamping because I really do this as a business. So I'm not so much thinking about the one person, but I know that I'm always feeling very, very grateful that I get to make money doing something that I love. So for people who love to do it for an individual, it's a little different. So Tim, do you do quantity stamping or one at a time?
No.
And when do you stamp?
On the camera. I don't sit around and make cards. I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about. We all have our own stories.
I know.
So I'd say you're more of a performer. So when we do our Thursday Facebook Lives at 1 p.m. on Thursdays, Tim always makes a card, but he doesn't practice because he really doesn't care how it turns out.
And sometimes it turns out quite well. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm embarrassed.
And typically, you don't have someone in mind. When you work with someone in mind, it was so fun. Somebody called me this morning and said, oh, I have got to get everything for the card you just showed because her son just bought a truck and he loves going out into the mountains and stuff. So she needed the mountain air set and the truck, and she was going to make that exact card. And she said, this is just perfect. And he told me the last time that it was his birthday that he keeps all of the cards I make for him. So I love to make each year one really special because you know what? That's something he's going to keep and remember. So I just thought that was an awesome story. But sometimes it works a different way. Sometimes you make a card and then you think, oh, I know who this makes me think of, and I'm going to make it for them. I'm going to give it to them. Do you have any?
Are you talking about my sister?
Yes. Family's important. Sister plays a lot here into.
It is. I'm trying to think. Now, one time I made a card, found a card. It was in our collection, and I said, that is just perfect for my sister. What was it about again?
Well, it was actually, I asked you, so that's Tim's version of the story. Now, do you want to hear mine? Okay,
Yeah.
It was on a Thursday Facebook Live, and we were talking about aprons. We had a fun discussion
that's right.
about old-fashioned aprons, and we had
Yes.
this apron thing, and we were making kind of these out of floral pattern papers and stuff, and talking about, in the days when our moms would often wear floral aprons when they cooked and stuff, and just the memories, and all these people were putting in comments. It was just really a fun story. And so you made one of those, and why did you think of your sister?
Because growing up, she was the only girl in the family. She worked in the kitchen with my mother, but so did I. I didn't like farm work, so So, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Karen gives me these wonderful ideas.
This is a memory test
Then I forget.
in disguise. So now you guys know how we roll. But in my mind, because, I don't want to be talking alone. So,
I know.
But in my mind, I was also, Mary made this wonderful book. I helped a little, but it was her idea, like for your mom when
Yes.
she was in hospice care and stuff, of her recipes.
Yes.
So you just think of your sister, and she
Yes.
kind of is the one that keeps on the family
traditions.
traditions
Yeah.
and the cooking. When she comes, we'll have like Norwegian pancakes, and that's not on Tim's list to make. I think it just kind of fit that shared memory.
There's an ingredient in a Norwegian something or other that she couldn't believe that I didn't have. So she bought me some, and it's still in my freezer. So sorry, Mary.
But that's what I was just thinking about, because I think it's it can work both ways. So it is just really fun. So when you design a special card for someone, or if you're copying an idea, you see a card and you recreate it for them, I think one of the special things it does for us, the card maker, is just remind us of how special that relationship is, and just feeling that gratitude. It is just being in a state of gratitude when you think about the people that involved. That's one of the things I just love about making cards for people. So I have a friend who homeschooled her, I think her 7 children, so it was a large family. But the thing they always looked forward to is the last Friday of the month afternoon. It was card making day. And I just thought what she did as a tradition, anyone could do. I just thought this was such a great idea. She, as the mom, had already written down all of the family, birthdays and, whoever was going to need cards. So they're thinking, for the next month. So they're making the cards. But then she has the kids all talk about who else might need a card, who's just had a baby, who has lost someone important in their lives or had an animal die.
Who is celebrating something.
And who is celebrating something else, And so they'd make a list of names, and then the kids would pick. They'd all pick different people. So they'd know. Some months they'd make a bunch of cards, and some months it wasn't so much. But they would know who they're making a card for. And then they would spend that afternoon, and they would make cards specifically for those people. They'd put the messages in. They'd all go out in the mail the next day for that month. And I just thought, what an awesome way of teaching kids both gratitude and the importance of writing things out and sending, those messages. So just an absolutely wonderful family activity.
And I have a story. Mm-hmm. Karen is so busy with her work, and that I retired from Starbucks a year and a half ago, and I'm her full-time employee now.
He doesn't work full-time. Don't let him.
Okay, I'm around just about full-time.
He's around, but he's on call 24/7.
Yeah, on call.
Okay,
yes,
because I am very needy.
But after we got back from Salt Lake City for our wonderful, wonderful trip, Karen gave me the job of writing.
No, you offered. I didn't even
did
ask
I?
you.
Okay.
You said, I would like to send thank yous to everyone.
Okay, all these folks in Salt Lake City that work at the home office, from Sarah and Shelley all the way down. I'm sure when they read these thank you that I signed Karen and Tim just by what I said, how I said it, and how kind of mushy I was. They know.
And I didn't read them. I
had-
didn't check the spelling. I didn't read them.
So they
So
said,
it's a
I
little.
think this sounds like Tim.
But I think they'll all know it's Tim. And
so.
we went to Salt Lake City as an honorary trip for me, having sold $1 million worth of stamps. So it was just really awesome, and we were just totally
Treated
pampered.
like
But I loved that
queen and
that
king.
Tim came home and he offered to do that, and he said he would like to do that. So I thought, and he probably sent to more people. I don't even know he sent to you guys. So this is how I don't know. He probably sent to more people than I would have thought to. But
I even sent it to a person that wasn't at one of our meetings. And Karen says, she wasn't even
there.
Wasn't there because she had a sickness in her family. And
But,
I said,
so he's glad he asked, because he was asking. He says, I don't remember meeting
I
this
was-
person. I said,
because I
that's
was
because you
saying,
didn't.
so nice to meet you and all that kind of stuff. And it wasn't true.
But I think, and Tim, you have talked about that you would like to send a card every week with a personal message to someone, that you would like to make that
Yeah, I would love
a
to.
habit, and we could just have some cards made up and do that, because I think, you read about people that do that, and I thought that is another just really an awesome idea. So what I'd love you guys to think about is about any special cards that you've received in your life. It could be special because of all the lovely design that just totally fits you, the work someone put into it, or the message written inside. I think it's quite different from getting an email, to get in writing something special that is lovely. You look at it, you reread that special message, and that just knowing that someone spent that time to create and write that specifically for you, I think leaves a lasting impression. So do you have another story you want to tell about a card? I'll give them
Yes, give me the first sentence.
Well, it involves your sister again. When you were cleaning out, we just had so
Yes.
much fun, and I shared this on a Facebook Live.
Yes. I found a card that she sent me years and years ago, and I saved it. And so
And back then, you guys didn't send cards back
No.
and forth. I mean, and she...
No. And she really said how much she appreciated me. And I saved it, and then I brought it up.
Yeah, when she was
Again.
here, he showed it to her again. And she just talked about some things they'd been doing together, the sweater that he had made for her that... Do you still wear?
She had made for me.
No,
No.
she made for you.
Yes.
But do you still wear it?
I can't, because I don't know if it shrunk or if I grew, but it doesn't fit.
One of those
It doesn't
two.
fit. Maybe both.
So,
But yeah, there are some very, very special memories connected to card giving and that kind of stuff. So
and look, that was from years ago, and you
Yep.
haven't routinely exchanged cards in between, but it wasn't your birthday or anything, and I think it just really hit you as being special enough to save, So whether you make one-of-a-kind cards for people or you mass-produce like I do, I think you understand what I'm talking about, how it is a gift both ways. So we want to make those cards and send those cards and make an impact on someone's lives. What we would love to have you do is to leave a comment telling about a special card that you've received. And hopefully you'll join us again next week as we chat more about crafting and card making and whatever's been going on
paper
in our
crafting,
lives. So
creativity, and life.
he's working on getting that line down.
I know.
But thanks, you guys. And if you enjoy the things we talk about, please hit the subscribe button. And then you'll get notifications. I think we're so new at this, it doesn't matter. This is our fourth podcast. So when we get to 12, maybe we'll be old pros. But thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.